It's recording. All right. Hi, Lauren. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
Anything interesting happened this week?
Well, just I'm done with classes, and that really is, taking my stress level down quite a bit. So that's basically it. I've spent a lot of time with my boyfriend, helping take care of him.
Mm-hmm.
But that's basically been my life in the last week since you've seen me.
Okay. So class being over is going to decrease stress. Are you taking fall classes?
Yes, I am. I'm going to take 12 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I need to make up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And boyfriend is a stress reliever or a stress
He's
adder?
definitely a stress reliever. He helps me with things, even though he's battling cancer.
Mhm.
He's still pretty healthy despite that, and he helps me with everything. So definitely, right now, a stress reliever. Maybe
Right.
in the future, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm ready for that.
That's good. Okay.
Mhm.
Anything else interesting? Did you have any surprises this week or just anything?
I had one surprise this week, but I don't think it's the best idea to talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a little personal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't feel like sharing, I understand.
Yeah, I think it'd be the best.
Okay. Did you think about your behavior contract at all?
Yes,
since
I
the
did.
last time? Okay.
I did. And I feel I did a little better with my pills. I feel like I maybe could have done better, but class and the thing I was talking about that I don't really want to share really upped my stress, And so I didn't do as well as I could have, but I did decrease the number of pills I took.
Okay. Well, you were shooting for that 3 pills a day. Were there days that you were able to achieve that goal?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Were there any days where you didn't even need 3 pills?
No, I took at least one, so
Okay.
yeah.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Another goal that you had set that we set was for you to hang out with your friends more. You said that that's really a stress-free environment for you. Did you get to hang out with them at all?
Yeah, I did. Actually, 2 days ago, I hung out at my friend Kendra's, and she made a bunch of food and invited a bunch of friends over, and it was pretty fun.
And you felt?
Very
Very
stress
relaxed.
relieved, yes. She's one of my very best friends.
Oh, that's awesome. Was it just the one friend hangout? Well, I know you said you got to hang out with boyfriend a lot too.
Yeah, just the one friend right now. Yeah, I spent probably the last 4 days with my boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, goal was just to hang out with your friends. If he's a stress relieving friend, then we'll count him.
Okay, that's good.
That's great. So I want you to think back and think about session 1, where you were first explaining to me the anxiety, and you were just getting to know me, and I was getting to know you, and you shared with me some things that made you anxious. When something's expected of you, particularly if you like in class, if you have to stand in front of a group of people. We talked about how you recognize when somebody is not anxious. We tried a couple of techniques. You remember the as-if technique where we talked about, trying to go into a store or walk to class where you exhibited the qualities on purpose, almost like you were an actress exhibiting the qualities of somebody. Did you give that a shot?
A little bit. I tried holding my head up higher and acting like I knew what I was doing.
Right.
I guess would be the best way to put it. So
Okay.
a little bit, yes.
Yeah. And then we had the behavior contract. That was an intervention that we tried.
Yeah, and I think that worked well.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay, so I know it hasn't been an extremely long amount of time, and you've been battling anxiety for quite some time. But how do you feel? And please be honest. How do you feel about your level of anxiety, just how do you feel about your level of anxiety since the first session?
I think you gave me some wonderful techniques to help battle my anxiety, but I still am, I think, a long way from completely getting rid of my anxiety. But really, a lot of the things, especially like what you were saying with, being an actress and acting confident, and, just the contract really keeps in the back of my mind what I should be doing. And so well, I guess what I'm trying to say is, while I'm still very anxious, you have helped me a lot to decrease my anxiety.
Well, do you feel like the techniques have helped you?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
All right. And by you doing the techniques, I'm just, I'm here to listen and suggest, but you doing the techniques is what helps.
Thank you.
So, so that's great. And I noticed that you have on makeup today, which is something we talked about last time, that if you felt that you hadn't met any goals, then you wouldn't be wearing makeup, which wasn't it wasn't necessarily punishment, but just kind of like,
just something to remind me.
Yeah.
I feel like I did better. Like I said, some days I only used one pill,
That's
and
great.
So I thought, I could wear makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with rewarding yourself. Did you buy yourself anything new? I know we talked about that too. We didn't write it down, but
I didn't necessarily buy myself something, but my boyfriend bought me a couple new blouses, so I'm actually wearing one right now.
well,
So,
good.
yeah.
That's great. That's
That was
great to
fun.
hear that you haven't needed as much medicine, and that. I mean, you're even right now. You're even exhibiting a quality of being, more kind of light. You don't seem bogged down by anything right now. You don't seem incredibly
Thank you very
nervous,
much.
and maybe you're just getting more comfortable with being here too.
I think that could be part of it, but I also believe I've made a little progress.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Well, that kind of leads me into what I might want to talk. Well, what we're going to talk about next was just that the fact that you have made some progress. I'm going to take just a minute to gather my thoughts, because I know there were a few things that I wanted to talk about with you besides the techniques and the rewards, and see how you had done. So let me see if I've gotten this correct. You're not necessarily certain, or you don't necessarily feel that your anxiety has lessened, but maybe you feel better equipped.
Yes, I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Like you have something to fight with.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, that's great. That is progress. That is progress. And I mean, anything's possible, but don't have the expectation of yourself, since you've been battling this for so long, and the seizures occur, and it seems to be a cycle process for you. Don't get caught up in the fact that, well, you can feel how you want to feel, but I hope that you don't get even anxious about the anxiety not leaving fast enough.
Yes, and that's been a problem in the past for me.
Yeah, we want to try things, and even with issues in my life, we want to try things, and we want to do it for a couple of days, and we just want something to be better, and it's not always that easy.
That's something really great for me to think about. Thank you.
Okay, so in light of the fact that you have made some progress, how do you feel about continuing our sessions together?
I think that you've equipped me with a lot of tools to fight my anxiety, but right now I really don't have a lot of time for counseling, and so I think I would like to end our sessions, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else that I could do for you? Well, would you maybe? Do you want to just quit altogether, or would you maybe like to just come back in a month instead of a week or 2 weeks?
We could try that. That would work better with my schedule.
Okay.
We could do that.
And then if it doesn't work out for you, you can just let me know. I completely respect any decision that you have to make, because it is about you. If you think, I've learned what I can learn from you, or this isn't really helping me. I mean, that's all part of the process as well. Is this we're figuring out this thing, and I would love to help you any way that I can, but don't think that I would never be upset with you or anything, because the bottom line is I want you to do what you have to do.
Yes, thank you for being here for me, and I would have never thought of coming back just maybe monthly to check up. I like that idea.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes every week and every 2 weeks we kind of get, especially every week, we get kind of I'm not going to say dread it, but it becomes bothersome.
I could see that.
Well, and you're telling me though that you're having a scheduling conflict. And
Yes.
You appreciate what you've learned, but
Yes. I very much appreciate what I've learned. You've taught me a lot over the last couple weeks
well, that's
that I
great.
can use.
Yeah, and it hasn't even been that long of a time. So think if you went on doing this thing, for a year, even if you were just practicing techniques on your own or finding out what works for you, because there are so many techniques, and anxiety is something that is very widely studied in several areas of counseling.
Mm-hmm.
I lost what I was going to say there. You have a whole big potential basket, and I just gave you a few tools to try, and if a couple of them worked, great, because that's 2 out of many,
Mm-hmm.
and you might find something else that's even more helpful.
Yes.
Or when you come back next month, you may have been there. You're going to have some successes and failures to report. Hopefully, more successes than failures, but you never know.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe if you felt like it, then we could even step up and go back to meeting more frequently if you felt like it.
That could work, yes.
Okay. And then if you feel great, if you think that you've done all you can accomplish, here with us, then I'm okay with you, cutting it off.
Okay. That's a really great way of putting it, and I would like to do it that way because, I've always been anxious, and so I do think that maybe every once in a while meeting with someone will really be beneficial to me.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely let's do that.